Spoiler alert, this article contains details about tonight's season 14 finale of Grey's Anatomy. With the end of another season of Grey's Anatomy comes the end of an era for longtime beloved characters. Drive. Arizona Robbins, Jessica Capshaw, and Dr. April Kepner, Sarah Drew. As Deadline exclusively reported back in March, Capshaw and Drew will not be returning to ABC and Shondaland's cornerstone medical drama after this season. The past couple of episodes have teased out the reason behind Arizona's exit, her desire to move to New York to be closer to her daughter's mother, Callie, who left the series after season 12. As for Kepner, it was revealed tonight in the season 14 finale that after her near-death accident in the penultimate episode, she quits her job at Grace Sloan Memorial to do God's work by providing medical care to the homeless. On top of that, she has reunited with ex-fiancé, Matthew. She left at the altar in season 9, and at the end of the episode, the two decided spontaneously to get married. Additionally, another reconciliation was hinted at when Arizona admitted to smiling whenever she read the text from Callie. The two are now single, and it appears Arizona's move to New York will reunite the spark. Tonight's episode, titled All of Me, centered on the wedding of Alex, Karev, Justin Chambers, and Joe Wilson, Camilla Luddington, which, as usual in the Grace Sloan Memorial verse, was riddled with roadblocks. Not to point to Joe's lack of belief in superstitions, but it all started when the bride-to-be barged in to see Alex before the wedding to give him the news of her acceptance into a fellowship program in Boston. As time draws near to the ceremony, April is in dismay to see that most of the guests, including Bailey, Weber, Jackson, Pierce and the interns, are late. As it turns out, they were all on time for someone else's wedding. I guess the fact they didn't notice a non-Alex groom standing at the altar the whole time can be chalked up to creative license. Realizing they are in the wrong place, the gang attempts to make a gradual, clean exit, some more stealth than others, but not all of them are successful. As Bailey, Chandra Wilson, takes her turn to leave during the ceremony, she is confronted with a medical emergency when the mother of the groom, played by Tisha Campbell Martin, suddenly collapses. She is rushed to Grace Sloan and Bailey is seemingly left to tend to the patient by herself until an unexpected Teddy shows up at the hospital to ask for a job. Back at the ranch, news of Alex's potential move doesn't sit well with Meredith, which prompts her to offer Joe an attendee position at Grace Sloan. Amelia suspects Meredith has feelings for Alex, but Meredith flips the script and points out Amelia's the one harboring feelings for her ex Owen, which Amelia doesn't deny. Owen himself seems confused as to why they weren't together when queried about it by their foster daughter Betty, Peyton Kennedy. The missing guests finally arrive at the rite ceremony, but now the wedding planners are faced with another setback as the bride and groom, as well as the pastor, are nowhere to be found. While Joe and Alex were looking for some alone time before the wedding, they inadvertently get stuck in an old shed with a skeleton. The two, the living ones at least, end up finding the humor in their unfortunate circumstance. The wedding catastrophes don't stop there. While the guests, some inebriated, were awaiting the arrival of the celebrants, the anxious co-wedding planner goes into anaphylactic shock after accidentally eating a shrimp. The group jumps into doctor mode and eventually saves her. In addition, Alex and Joe are freed, but at this point, with all that happened, including a ruined wedding cake, the ceremony is seemingly called off. Back on the ferry, Meredith reiterates her offer to Joe but gives her blessing if she decides to take the job in Boston. It should be noted that Chambers and Luddington are expected to return next season. The episode ends with a triple dose of I do's. In addition to April and Matthew, Alex and Joe are aptly married by Meredith. Back at the hospital, the revived mother of the bride is able to witness her daughter's nuptials thanks to Bailey. Also, Bailey had taken the mother of the bride's misfortune as a sign and decided to take the trailblazer check she received, which by her reaction seemed to be a substantial amount, and go on sabbatical. She offers Teddy the job of interim chief of surgery, which could also be a sign because, as the end of the episode reveals, she's pregnant. The question is it Owen's? If so, how will this affect Owen and Amelia's potential love reconnection? Well, we'll find out in the fall when Grey's Anatomy returns for a 15th season.